Welcome to today's mindset call, where we are here each and every Monday, 9 p.m. UK time. And today we watched a 5-minute clip of Facing the Giants. And if you haven't seen that clip, it's literally where coach is pushing a young gentleman to walk across the football field with another team member on his back. And he starts with limiting beliefs and says he can only do 20, 30. And with coach literally at his side, telling him to push, keep going, blindfolding, and he covers the whole entire field. And we're talking about today the final Monday of 2024 in the month of April as we go into the new month. And today's mindset call is entitled Finish. And there's something about finishing that I think is the difference maker between those that are successful and those that are not. I mean, there's a difference between starting, because successful people start and unsuccessful people, some of them don't even start, but a lot of unsuccessful people start, but the difference is that they don't finish. All right, and I want you to type finish inside the chat box. So finishing, how well are you at finishing? I want to go through 7 key tips for you when it comes to finishing. As we approach the end of a month, right? It's the first month of the quarter, all right, that is now finished as we go into the second month of the quarter, all right? And it's so important to finish. It's so important to complete, do things to completion, get yourself in a place where you are satisfied that you have given your all, satisfied that you've pushed yourself to the maximum of your capacity. Now, I'm going to share with you one thing that I caught from that clip that I had not caught at all since I've ever watched it. And I don't know whether I've always watched it 5 seconds too late, or whether I've, not paid much attention to the first 5 seconds of the clip. But the first 5 seconds of the clip, and I rewinded it a few times just now, was where the guy says to coach says, do you believe that you could win? No, do you believe? And he said, well, I would believe if I thought we could win. And so what that highlighted to me was the mindset. He was going into the game defeated already. He was already telling himself that he couldn't win. He was already telling himself that there was no chance that they could win. He looked at the opponent, he looked at the obstacles, he looked at the statistics, he looked at the age, he looked at the fitness, he looked at the team, he looked at all of the parameters around and felt like they could not win. The mindset. Number 1 is your mindset towards finishing. What does your mindset look like right now? What is your mindset telling you as we have today and tomorrow to close out the month, or whatever you're looking to finish in this season? What does your mindset tell you that you're able to achieve? The mindset of the, of the leader was that we cannot finish. And we're going to get into the coach in a moment, right? But his mindset said, we can't do this. His mindset said, no, we can't finish. That we're going into the game defeated. And for those of us that have a connection with Dr. Luke, on Saturday, he was talking about not just running the play, but knowing the play. Now, here's my challenge for you. My challenge for you is number 2, when it comes to finishing, is evaluating your goals. What was the goal that you gave yourself for the month of April? What did you tell yourself you were going to achieve in the month of April? What was that one thing that you said, okay, I must get this done in the month of April? Have you achieved that thing? Have you done it to completion? Have you put as much effort? Now, here's the best part about successful people. They don't worry about what has and hasn't happened. What they do is they focus on finishing. So step 2 is around the goal, but what I want you to do is I want you to look at one thing that you want to complete by tomorrow, by the end of the month, that you can say April was a good month. April was a great month. I don't care how big this goal is for you. It is possible. You have to have a mindset that you understand that everything is achievable. Everything. And I'm going to break it down to you today, how achievable everything actually is. You know, I once heard a mindset with Les Brown, and Les Brown was saying how, you know, sometimes you wake up and you can't say, I'm going to get it done. But what you can say is, I know it's possible. It is possible to achieve that thing. So looking at the goals. The third thing is about writing a list of all the things that you can do in order to finish strong. What are the actions, the activities that you can do to finish strong? Can you set some clear activity goals on what you can do to finish strong? So for example, if you are in an industry that requires you to sell, okay, how many customers do you need to sell to in order to achieve that end goal, to finish strong? How many customers? When you broke down how many customers you need, then you want to think about how many phone calls you need. What's your ratio? If you speak to 10 customers, you get 1 sale. If you want 5 sales, you need to speak to 50 customers, right? And you have just over 24 hours to do so. So how are we going to break that down in time? You're going to time block. Time block is a key thing to do when you're looking at focus, tunnel vision, right? So what are the key things that you can do to finish strong? This is the way we got to think. We got to get our minds in the game. We got to tell ourselves that I can finish. Type in the chat, I can finish. If you definitely think that that one thing that you've written down, you can actually finish it, that you believe in your hearts of hearts, you know it's possible. You know it's been done before. You know that it can be done if I just have tunnel vision, if I just have focus, if I just focus on what it is that I know I can do, right? If I just focus. Now, it's very important not to be outcome focused. It's about input focus. It's about action focus. What are the actions that you're going to do, right? Don't talk about outcomes, actions. What are the physical things? I want to list out the physical things that you can do to finish strong. Number 3 is identify what you have to stop doing. Because there's a reason why things get in the way. There's a reason why obstacles have blocked certain activities from happening, and we have to stop doing that. Maybe it's stop talking negative to ourselves. Maybe it's stop being distracted by other people's goals and other people's focus. Maybe it's stop having limiting self-belief. There's a reason why you haven't picked up that phone. There's a reason why you are still eating the cake at 11 o'clock at night. There's a reason why you're doing what it is that you're doing. There's a reason why you haven't decided to take a walk around the park. Maybe you're telling yourself excuses that don't exist. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have energy. I don't have the network. I don't know anybody. I don't have social media. I don't have the, we can fill ourselves with all the things that we don't have. But can we write a list of all the things that we need to cut out of and all the things we can do to be able to get to the goal, to be able to get to where it is that we want to get to? Can we identify what's getting in our way? Sometimes, can we all admit that we get in our own way? Can we admit that? Can we admit that sometimes we prevent ourselves from achieving the goal? Can we admit that we keep ourselves stalled sometimes? We tell ourselves these narratives that actually don't exist? Can we tell ourselves the truth and say sometimes we stress about stressing? Sometimes we worry about what's going to happen and what's not going to happen, that we don't actually do what we say we're going to do? Can we tell ourselves that we create so many excuses why we don't do things and why we do things we shouldn't be doing? Number 4 is identify what you need to continue to do. Something that is working, something that worked before that maybe you haven't done it as much, or maybe you need to continue to do it. What worked for you? When you saw the results before, or other people that have the results that you're desiring, what actually works? Can you get to a place, that was number 5, sorry. Can you get to a place where you say to yourself, let me just do what works. Let me do what works. Let me eliminate anything that I'm doing that isn't working towards this goal. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to go all in. What do I need to continue to do? What do I need to continue to do that's going to get me the results that I want? Here's another one. Number 6, identify something I need to start doing. So number 4 is what do I need to continue to do. Number 5 is what do I need to start doing? Something that you know will work, but you're putting it off. You know it works, but you're telling yourself you can't do it yet. You know it's the key to unlocking what it is that you want to do, but you've been shying away from it. You know, all successful people do it in the field that you're looking at. You've been told, you've seen it all the time. Number 6, yes. Number 6, identify what you need to start doing. Number 1 is the mindset, right? Number 1 is the mindset. Get your mind right and tell yourself that you can do it. Tell yourself that you can get yourself in the game. Number 2 is to recommit to your goal. Write down the goal that you want to achieve for this next 24, 48 hours. Tell yourself that this is the goal that you're going to achieve, right? You're going to review your month of April, and you're going to pick one thing that you're going to make sure that happens. Now, let me give you a tip about that, this number 2. Don't start adding things on the list and ticking it off because you've already done it. I know some of us do things like this. We have a list and we add things we've already done to the list to make ourselves feel good about doing things on a list that wasn't on the list in the first place, right? This is about actual goals, guys. Can I be honest with you today? Can we talk real talk? Right? We've all done it. I've written a list and I've added things on the list that I've done that wasn't on the list to make myself feel good and give myself a little tick. Like, right? We're not going to get further afield. We're not going to grow as much as we want to if we don't really get tough on ourselves, self-evaluation, and say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to achieve, right? So number 2 is recommitting to your goal. Number 3 is then making the action steps, right? Making sure that you have actual steps that you're going to take to actually do that goal. What actions do I need to take? Number 4 is what do I need to stop doing? Number 5 is what do I need to continue doing? And number 6 is what do I need to start doing? Okay, so it's stop, continue, and start. Why have I broken them down into different actions? Because they are different actions, right? So there's some things that you know you shouldn't be doing in this season of your life where you've got to be focused, you've got to get a goal done. There's some things you shouldn't be doing, but you're doing them. Right? If your goal is weight loss, eating the wrong food, for example, not doing the exercise you promised. You said you was going to get up at 6 a.m. and walk around the block. You haven't done it. You said you were going to go swimming 3 times a week. You haven't done it. You said you was going to start, join that group, or you were going to start dance or gym, and you haven't done it. You know exactly what it is that you need to do. You said you're not going to eat that food anymore and you're still doing it. You need to stop. You said you wasn't going to watch television or eat after a certain hour. We all know the things that we say we're not going to do, but we still do the things that we're not supposed to and stop doing the things we're supposed to do. Right? We know this stuff. Let me tell you this. Nobody on this call right now would be surprised if I told you how to lose weight. Nobody would be surprised. No one would fall off their chair and say, get out of here, Nikki. What do you mean I've got to stop eating sweets? What do you mean I've got to stop eating cake? What do you mean I've got to do exercise? There is not that many ways of losing weight. We are all privy to this. Everybody knows in order to lose weight, you've got to exercise more and eat the right food. Yes or yes. So why is it, ladies and gentlemen, that some people are successful at it and some people are not? It is not the action. It's not the thing itself. It's not that no one knows. It's the mindset. It's what we tell ourselves. It's what we say to ourselves on a daily basis. Now, let me tell you this. Number 7. Number 7 is what I saw and heard in that clip, that despite me seeing it so many times, it stood out for me today. And you know what it was? It was the coach getting down on his knees right next to the player yelling at him saying, come on, you can do it. You can do 10 more. You can do 5 more. Why did that stand out to me? Let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Based on who you are as a person, based on the type of leader you are, based on the type of goals that you set for yourself, you will watch that clip from a different perspective. If you are somebody that is only responsible for yourself, you will think about the guy. You'll be like, oh my God, I need to work harder. Oh my God, I could do more. Oh my God, da 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 da. If you are somebody that is a leader, it's going to hit you from a different angle. It's going to hit you from the place of, wow, look how it impacted the team when this guy decided to push that little bit more. Did you hear one guy say, coach, I want to do 160? It inspired the rest of the team. At first they laughed and then they were standing up cheering. Did you guys see that? At first, they were laughing at homeboy. At first, they thought he was a joke. At first, they thought there was no way he was about to do 30, let alone walk the whole court pitch. At first, they laugh at you. And then they start to celebrate you. Then they stand up. Then they're giving him a standing ovation. And then they're inspired. Then they want to join you. Then they want to run with you. First, they're disrespectful towards you. First, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. First, they're going to want to laugh at you with other people. But then later on, let your results do the talking. Because it does take one person to stand out from the crowd, to inspire the masses. Leadership. Number 7 is around becoming the leader that you're supposed to be. I'm going to give you a bonus one as well. Number 7 is about not shying away from the position. Coach says, bro, we need you to step up. The team are watching you. The team set the bar against how much you can do. The team needs you to thrive. Who is watching you right now? Who needs you to thrive? Who needs you to stand up? Who needs you to win in this season? Who needs you to elevate? Who needs you to show them that it's possible? Not everybody is called for leadership. You know why? Because it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. This thing called leadership, you're on display. People think you're crazy. People don't understand the decisions you make. They don't understand why you do what you do. They don't understand the hours that you put in. They don't understand. And so you can easily succumb to people pleasing. You can easily succumb. Do you know what he did? He downplayed himself. He gave himself a lower target. His belief system was so low. He just wanted to fit in. He gave himself such a low target. He said what other people was expecting him to do. How many of you have played yourself small? How many of you have benched the best player? You. You're so good at putting people on. You're so good at encouraging people. You're so good at telling people that I'm supposed to be behind the scenes. But when it's time to step up, when it's time to finish strong, you doubt yourself. When it's time to tell yourself that you can, you don't take the same advice that you would give to others. Number 7 is around leadership. Are you happy with the modeling, the other people modeling the behavior that you have put out? Are you happy with the role modeling that you are doing right now? Are you leading the people in the right way, or are you leading and bleeding? Are you leading from a place of truth, from faith, or are you leading with a place of fear? You can always tell great leadership. Great leadership is not about the person. It's about the people they have following them. It's about the people that they have winning around them. I remember when I worked in the bank, we had a manager called Terry Saltieri. And if Terry had a deadline, Terry had a goal, everyone were willing to stay behind, unpaid, and get the job done because everybody knew that Terry was a great leader. Great leaders have a way of inspiring people. And you know why we were inspired by Terry? Let me tell you a few things about Terry. Terry was that bank manager, and I want to take you back, not now when everything was automated. Back in my day of bank managing, I'm talking about when there was like 10 tellers, right? Where you had lines out the door. Do you guys remember when the banks used to queue up for hours outside the door? There was no online banking. There was no internet banking. Everyone would go into the bank and they would line up for hours. And Terry was the type of manager that wouldn't take lunch, that would jump on the till and serve so his team could take lunch. We would watch Terry work. Terry would outwork us. We would see Terry be the first one there in the morning and the last one to leave at night. Terry is the type of leader that when there was Christmas dinners and after work drinks, he would pay for everyone. Terry was the type of leader that invested in people. He was the reason why I got my first bank manager job by the age of 21. It was Terry. Terry encouraged me to become a counter manager. He encouraged me to be a sales manager. He encouraged me. Like, Terry was an amazing leader. And so when Terry mentioned that he was close to a goal, or Terry mentioned that we had to get get the branch to a certain place, people would stay behind. They would make calls. They would get the job done, especially when you have the schools call it Ofsted, but the bank, they have a different name for it, where they have the inspections and the inspectors come down. And Terry would say, look, the inspectors are coming down tomorrow. You know what that means? Everyone's got to do cleanup. We got to make sure that the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. And people would stay behind for Terry. Why? Because he was a role model. We saw that Terry put in the work. Now, on the flip side, there was a manager called John. Now, John, we knew John didn't know nothing about cashiering. The queue could be out the door and John would be sitting at his desk eating. We could have customers complaining, John would not come out. We could have staff members saying, hey, look, I don't want to sit on the till all year. I want to upskill. John was not upskilling you. You were not learning anything. You were going to sit in that till and you were going to be that cashier for 20, 30 years under the position of John. Now, if John had a situation and he said to people, look, can you guys stay behind and help? How many people do you think stay behind and help John? 0. It's not the money. It's about the integrity. It's about the heart. It's about the love of the leader. Are you a leader? Are you leading your life? Are you a role model to people? What is your purpose in your life that's getting people to say, listen, let me help you run this goal. Let me help you to achieve this goal. Right? And so number 8, which is a bonus, for those of you that are leaders of leaders. So this is from the coach's perspective. Now, the coach could have took many different approaches where he saw them guys were laughing at the captain. He could have took so many different approaches, but instead the coach was strategic. The coach said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to blindfold you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be right here with you. But the coach made a deal. The coach was like, I'm going to promise you, I'm going to help you through this, but can you make a promise to me back? The coach made a decision that he was going to be there for the people, that he wasn't going to run away, that he was going to be right by his side. How many of you have responsibilities? How many of you are leaders of leaders on this call? Put a 1 in the chat. How many of you have people looking up to you right now? How many of you have people requiring you to win? How many of you have people that have leadership qualities that are looking at you as a leader? Now, here's my challenge to you. It could have been easy for that coach to say, okay, you hit your 30, stop. It could have been easy for the coach to see him crying in temporary pain and say, okay, stop. It is not easy to be a leader of leaders. It's not easy to, let me tell you, in a short term, sometimes people are going to experience pain and they're not going to understand it. They're not going to understand why you have to be so stern, why you have to hold them accountable, why you have to almost be pushing them. You know what I also see? Leaders of leaders believe it more than the people themselves. Can you believe in people more than they believe in themselves? Can you put your neck on the line to believe in others more than you believe in yourself? Do you see other, and this is just bonus points for those leaders of leaders, do you see yourself as somebody who, when people connect with you, they are better off after their connection with you? Better off spiritually, emotionally, financially. Those of you that mentor people in the finance space, are people making money because of your intervention? Are people richer because of your intervention? Those of you spiritually, are people connected to God because of your connection? More connected to God, more spiritual because of your connection? One of the things I think is so important is leaving people better off than when you found them. How do you end strong? It starts with your belief system. It starts with you looking at your goal and saying, what did I say I was going to do in April? And let me not start to dilute the goal. You said in April, you're going to hit 5,000 for the month. And now 2 days in, you're only at 2,000. And you're saying to yourself, okay, no, let me just see if I can go for 3. The devil is a liar. Do not change the destination. What you need to do is quit the procrastination. It's about writing down those things. Let me give you something else here. Compressing time frames. Oh, I've been so good at this in the past. Let me tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did, right? Let me give it to you. You guys ready for this? Compressing time frames. It's in a previous business. And in order to get an award, you needed 500 customers. Now, when I first joined this business, 500 customers seemed so well off. It was like, oh my God, 500 customers. How do I get 500 customers in one whole month? Okay. And so I came in and there were other people that had been in 2 years before me that had hit 225 customers. So I'm brand new. I got no customers to my name. Now, these individuals were showing the information to customers once a month. Write this down, once a month. And so I've come in. They have 225 customers. And they have some cancel, they have some join, but they're doing this once a month, right? So I've worked this out. I was like, oh my gosh. So if I don't just do it once a month, what if I do it once a day? What if I show this information to potential customers once a day? I'm actually doing 31 more than my fellow people that have 225. So I'm doing 31 days. They're doing 1 day a month. I'm doing 31. So 30, right? So what's that? Is that 3,000%? 300%? I don't know, whatever. It's a lot more than what they would do. 1 a month versus 30 a month. This is what you call compressing time frame, right? This is how you're going to get your goal done in 24 hours, right? Now, if you want to understand this more, there's a book called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. He explains this perfectly, and it's how to 10x your goals. But right now we're talking about astronomical. You have to have extraordinary faith for this. This is a faith conversation right now as we go into the month of faith. Okay, faith conversation. Someone type faith. And so there I am with no customers at 225. And I'm coming in and I'm hearing about this thing, and I'm like, okay, 500 customers get the award. No other female in the whole of Europe have ever had this award. No other female has ever had 500 customers in a month. It's never been done before. The closest to me is 225. They've never done it before. And they've been in 2 years before me. Now, my mind could have said, yo, this sounds impossible. I mean, they're more experienced. I've never been in this industry. They've been in the industry for years. I've never done this before. I have no idea. But me being a mathematician, a banker saying, hold on, if you're doing it once a month, where I lack in skill set, where I lack in perfection, I make up for it in consistency. And so I began to show my customers every day. Wait for it. Every day. Now, in my first 30 days, I had 30 customers. 30 days. First day, I did 12. First month, I had 30 customers. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm starting to understand this, and I'm like, hold up now. Out of my 30, I speak to them. I'm like, can you help me? Can you show it as well? Can you share this with customers? So it's not just me now. I'm now getting my 30 to do it. So now I'm compounding and I'm compressing. So not only am I doing one a day, but I've now got, out of my 30, 12 of them have decided to do it with me. Somebody do the maths here. Somebody tell me if I've cottoned on to something that is actually like, this is insane. In 10 months, ladies and gentlemen, 10 months, we were able to have 500 customers in 1 month. I became the first in Europe to ever achieve this goal, ever. It wasn't one person's effort. It was a collective effort. It was an effort of one person seeing a vision, one person laying it out, one person saying, hey, look, we're going to do this. One person saying, listen, we're going to get this done. One person saying, listen, we're not going to follow them and do one a month. We're going to do them every day. And I remember the day, the last 3 days of the month. It was coming up to the last 3 days of the month, a little bit like it was here. And we were like 200 short, 200, you know, we're like 300. And, you know, that little broke mindset was like, oh, we're going to have to do it again next month. And I said, no, Nikki, it's possible. And I said, look, if I get 10 of us, if I get 10 of us to talk to 10 times 10 is 100. If I can do that 3 times over the next 3 days, we can get these 300 customers. We can do it. I started to do the maths. I started to crunch the numbers out. And I rallied the troops and I called a call and I said, listen, guys, listen, we can do this. I know we can do it. I believe we can do it. We can get it done. 500 customers. We've given the goal. We know what it is. It's 500 customers. And I had a few people drop off the call. They're like, oh, this is too much. This is too heavy. And you'll get that. You'll get some people that run away from the goal. But I had a few soldiers. I had a few soldiers that said, no, I believe. Some of you on the call right now. No, I believe we can do this. I don't know if I can do 10, Nikki, but I can do 5. I know I can. I know if I can do 10, Nikki, I can do 8. Nikki, I'm going for 20. I want to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to get this done. And here's what we did. We did hourly updates. How many of you guys got? How many of you guys got? How many customers you got? How many customers you got? I remember my husband came in and brought me dinner because we were just focused. It was tunnel vision. I was in my old office. It was tunnel vision. And I refreshed the back office and I was looking, it's like 400 customers. I was like, 100 to go. Come on, we can do this. 2 days to go. 100 to go. 100 to go. We can do this. 100 to go. And we're all rallying around like, how many? Come on. The deadline is coming. We can do this. We can do this. We had a few more people drop off. They got tired. We should have had the empowered spray back then, but we didn't, right? They got tired. They fell asleep. We were waking up. We were holding our eyes open. We were literally like this, no sleep. So we got a goal. That's why I don't understand people that sleep on their goals, like literally sleep on their goals. Some people are tired. Some people are weak. You need to build up your immune system. You need to take some vitamins. So when you're pushing at the last stretch, you can stay awake. You can push yourself to get to the goal. And so the 2 days before, we're at 400. We're like 100 to go, 100 to go. We're pushing and we're pushing. I remember the second day, right? The second day, guys. The second day. We had about 70 odd people in one day. We're like, Jesus, Lord, God is good. We have 20 something to go on the final day. We can do that. We would literally, here's the thing. I didn't even realize this, but the girls had already recorded celebration videos of when it was done. So the minute it got done, they dropped a video saying, we did it. It was already recorded. I didn't even know. Let me tell you this. All it takes is a few people to believe with you. But you first have to be that person to lead. You first have to be that person to role model. You first have to be that person that's self-motivated. That person that is going to be that coach. You can decide in this whole scenario, you can be the coach that's leading from the front, that's bringing people with you. You can be the captain that's working and being a role model and displaying that to the rest. Or you can stand in the crowd and observe and watch and laugh maybe, or maybe commend when you see things going and just be an observer into this. You get a decision. You get to make the choice. That's the beautiful thing about life. But I know when Nehemiah was building the walls, he got in the trenches with them. He was building with them. He knew the goal. He knew that he wanted to get it done in record-breaking time. And he knew that the enemy was after him. He knew the enemy was after his mind, was after his creativity. The enemy did not want him to rebuild those walls. And so he had to get in the trenches with them. I don't know what goal you want to achieve in the next 24 hours. I don't know what goal you set yourself to have at the beginning of the month. You see, so many people will say these things like, you know, I'm going to make this amount of money. I'm going to lose this amount of pounds. I'm going champion. I'm doing this and that. I'm doing this and that. So many people, you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Are you prepared to do what's required? Too many people do the bag of chattings, but can you do what's required and stop the bag of chattings? Can you do what's required and delete the eliminating, the limiting self-belief and the limiting negative thoughts? Can you do what's required? Can you look yourself in the mirror and say, do you know what? It's time. It's the last 24 hours of 2024 in April. We're never going to have April 2024 back again. Can I do the biggest push that I've done? It's the first month of the second quarter. This quarter makes it half a year. When we finish this quarter in June, it's going to be half a year. And how you go into the next month is going to determine your half a year. What's the goal? Who's going to be your support system? Who's going to be your accountability? Are you checking in with your coach hourly, daily, when you're focused? Are you really focused? Do you really know the numbers? Are you giving yourself that fake checklist and ticking it off to make yourself feel good? Are you hanging around people that laugh at you, that make you dilute your goals? Or are you around a community that's going to lift you up and keep you focused? Are you around people that's going to tell you the real honest truth? Are they going to be strategic in how they help you to achieve your goals? Are you a leader of leaders? Are you being honest to the people that you're leading? Because if the people that you're leading are not winning, it may be one of two things. It may be you're too soft on them. It may be you're not telling them the full truth. It may be that you're not giving them the real blueprint. You're not telling them the play. You're not telling them what's required. It may be that you're not really helping them. Or it may be that you're attracting people that don't really see a vision. Can you cast a vision? Can you role model first? Sometimes, you know, I'm going to be honest, sometimes you got to do it alone, first of all. Sometimes you're going to be solo. Sometimes you're going to have to just show so that people come along with you. You're going to have to lay it out on the line first. No one wants to follow a no one. No one wants to follow no one with results. No one wants to follow no one that doesn't look the part, that doesn't act the part, that doesn't speak the part. You have to become someone who people want to follow. That's the real honest truth. The real honest truth is if you were selling to you, would you buy from you? Do you feel like you could sell to yourself? If you saw yourself online with a profile that you have, with the way that you post your post, the way that you speak, would you buy from you? So it's about becoming. But in the process of becoming, you still got to get results. In the process of becoming, you still got to go all in. And so here's the homework that I want to challenge you on. Oh, are you ready? This is going to get juicy for you guys. This is going to get juicy. Yeah? Are you ready? Are you ready for the homework? Homework is very, very simple. I want you to list out one goal that you are going to achieve within the next 24 hours. By the end of the month, this goal is done. Not only do you believe for it, you understand it's done. It's a non-negotiable. You're going to get it done. Then what I want you to do is list the key things that you're going to have to do in order to get it done, right? Now, prayer is a given. I don't need to see that on the list. Prayer is a given. You don't pray over your goals all the time. I need actions, things that you're actually going to do to get the result. And here's who's going to be your accountability mentor, me. I want to see them. Yes. Nikki wants to see them, and I want you to post them inside the community, okay? If you're in the Rebuild community, post it in there. If you are in the MBU community, post it in there. Or the VIP, you can post it in there, okay? I want to see. Listen, I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I see who does the homework and I see who doesn't. I ain't gonna say nothing because it's your goals, right? I can be your coach, or I can be your mentor. They're two different things, right? But you have to want it for yourself. I will see the names of who is actually doing this homework. This one, I'm gonna hold you accountable to. I'm going to hold you accountable to achieving this goal. Now, here's what some of you are gonna do. Some of you are gonna set the goal so low because your belief system is so low, you're gonna set the goal so low. I see you laugh there, Anita. Don't worry, I got you. Yeah? Go back to the goal that you promised yourself at the beginning of April. Stop diluting what it is that you want. Then once you've done that, you're going to compress time frame. For the next 24 hours is team no sleep. For the next 24 hours, it is do what needs to be done. You won't be surprised. Here's what we're going to do. You guys ready for this? I told you I had a special announcement now. Here's what I'm going to do. For those of you inside the communities, okay, this is the MVU community or the VIP community. What I'm going to be launching, let me just get the date for you. You guys ready for this? Yeah, drum roll. I'm going to be launching it's going to be I'm going to give you guys I'm going to give you guys 3 weeks on the 20th of May. On the 20th of May, I'm going to be launching a boot camp. It's a goals boot camp, okay? This is going to be specifically for sales. So for those of you that are in sales that want to sell something, Adina, you have your calendars. I know some of you are in the health and wellness industry. Some of you are selling products. Some of you are selling services. It is going to be a sales boot camp on the 20th of May. 20th of May, I'm going to be doing a sales boot camp, all right? If you are in the VIP, you're going to see this information first, okay? You guys will, of course, get that boot camp absolutely free, okay? Those of you that are not inside the boot camp will cost you £20 per week, okay? And the boot camp is designed to last you for 4 weeks. However, those of you that have done my boot camps before, you know that you're going to have to work really well to last for 4 weeks, okay? Most people that take my boot camp last 2 weeks maximum, all right? And so I will be dropping the applications for the boot camp. If you're part of the VIP community, you have access for free to that boot camp. It will be a sales boot camp. You still will need to apply for that, all right? And that will take place on the 20th of May, okay? It'll be Monday to Friday. And literally what you will have is you'll have a set of challenges. The challenges, very simply, if you don't do them, you are removed from the group. It is a focus accountability bootcamp that is going to get you moving, okay? So it will be 20th of May. If you're part of the rebuild, you're going to get the information first. But 20th of May, we are going to do a goals focused sales bootcamp, okay? So those of you that are interested in that, look out for it when it drops. And I will be creating that group very, very soon, okay? We will have a Zoom call specifically designed for those of you that want to be in. You guys know over there, I'm not Queen Nikki. I'm not Nikki, your mentor. I am Sergeant Nikki. It is militant over there. We do not play any games. I've had people cry in tears. I've had people, you know, if you've been a part of my boot camps before, put a 7 in the chat. But let me tell you this, I've had 2 people become millionaires out of this boot camp. I have had people make multiple 6 figures from this boot camp. I've had people have literally life-changing results through these boot camps. All right, so these boot camps, you know, very, very good. Absolutely amazing for those of you that will be a part of it. All right, and so if you are a part of the VIP, you're going to get that information first, and then you guys are going to hear more about this probably next week, Monday, on Monday's call. Okay, a few more updates. Of course, the retreat for the ladies, we are literally retreating in about 2 weeks. So the next retreat, 2 weeks, hopefully you've all received your invitations. You need to bring your invitations on premises, okay? So please make sure you have those invitations with the times and the addresses on it. Congratulations to those of you that have had your interviews for Jamaica. I think tomorrow is the final day to apply for the Jamaica retreat. So if you haven't applied for Jamaica retreat, tomorrow is the final day. I mean, we have had extraordinary amount of applications. And of course, the retreat is going to be a mixture between luxury as well as, work. 5 days in Jamaica on November the 12th down to the 17th. Absolutely amazing. The applications and interview processes is going on now. And all those that are accepted will receive, everyone will receive an email to let them know whether they are accepted by the end of this week. Okay, so look out for that. If you haven't applied, you have until tomorrow. You are definitely cutting it very fine. Also, we have the event of all events. All right, the event of all events. Someone said to me they wasn't aware of the tickets available. So this is the final day, guys. I'm going to give you guys until midnight tonight to purchase your ticket for the event happening on Saturday. It is £5 a ticket up until midnight, and then the tickets go to £10. If you want bulk tickets, you're looking at 5 tickets for £20. That needs to happen tonight before midnight. So message me. If not, it goes to £10 a ticket tomorrow. You're seated with greatness. You have the Emmanuel BBC advisor, financial advisor, of course, myself there. Miss Ange behind the brand is going to be teaching you how to brand your money to make sure that you are representing yourself with confidence and boldness. You also have Mary giving a testimony and Kelly upstage giving a testimony as well in regards to some of the money strategies that we have. We're also going to have, we're going to be talking about budgeting. We're going to be talking about finance, different income streams, as well as some very, very big announcements coming into the new season as well. We've got some great things coming. This is in Bromley Court Hotel, 2 p.m. on Saturday this week till 6, this week, 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. Those of you in the VIP community, you're going to see the address of the restaurant that we will be in after the event. It is specifically booked for the VIP community. So if you are a part of the VIP community, you will see that inside the Discord. Please, if you haven't put your names down, please put your name down. I think I've seen some of you already. That is already booked, and I'll put down the name of the restaurant inside there. The dress code is pink, red, or white, ladies. So please make sure you turn up. It's going to be a fabulous evening with the VIP Rebuild ladies, okay? Also, as well, for those of you interested in trading the Forex and cryptocurrency markets, I am indeed back tomorrow at 10 p.m., a completely different link to tonight, Wednesday at 10 p.m., and of course, Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 p.m., we will be trading live, showing you rules and tools in which you're able to get into the Forex and cryptocurrency markets. And for those of you interested in health and wellness and products that you could maybe sell, or other side hustles like Airbnb and marketing and all different types of side hustles, I'll be doing a call 8 p.m. tomorrow, okay? 8 p.m. tomorrow. And again, you can get those links from anybody who put you on here. I hope you guys are ready to end the month strong. Let me know that you are ready to end the month strong. Find the group chats. Those of you that are ready to